Hello fellow homesteaders, I'm Tara from New Life on a Homestead. Today we're going to be making a do-it-yourself all-natural carpet stain remover spray. We're going to use some ingredients that are commonly found in pretty much every household or homestead across the country, and we will use it to get rid of stains and even smells without exposing your family to harsh chemicals. For this natural do-it-yourself stain spray, I'm using the base recipe from the article, and I'm blending a little bit some of the optional ingredients from the variations because I am working to remove some stains from children that are various types of stains, not just one type. And also our daughter's dog Daisy decided to have an accident on this little throw rug and is also a little stinky. I've used some of our natural do-it-yourself odor removers and they have done an excellent job. I can't believe the smell is almost gone, but it's not quite gone. So this is kind of my test rug. It was an inexpensive little throw rug, no big deal, we throw it away. But I wanted to save it if possible because as homesteaders, we always like to reuse and make the most out of what we have, and I believe I can save it, and I can save it naturally. So I am going to use a little more potent, I'd say grandkid ready, but mostly dog urine and dog poop kind of a stain remover, and there was no particular category for that in the article, so I'm combining some of the most potent types of ingredients. Now remember, you can always play around with recipes and use what you like best and have the best luck with, but never ever combine hydrogen peroxide, which 3% hydrogen peroxide is a wonderful natural cleaner and disinfectant, with vinegar, because they can make a very toxic gas with fumes that can do all kinds of horrible things to you, even though they're both natural ingredients. Now I have my distilled white vinegar already in this squirt bottle, just a squirt bottle from the Dollar Tree. I have a lot of these. Usually I keep a label on them so I know exactly what they are, ready to pull them out for cleaning or home remedies. And I've already simmered it. You don't have to simmer the vinegar just to do a stain removal, but it does help draw up odors. So I figured why not go ahead, and while I'm working on the stain, taking a break from the odor removal, I can hopefully kill two birds with one stone. If you're worried about the vinegar stinking, if you've never worked with distilled white vinegar, which I use a lot around our homestead, the smell dissipates in 10 minutes, I swear. So I have my simmered vinegar in here, and I'm going to pour in my 2 tablespoons of just standard table salt. And I might go a little extra, just to get a little bit of extra scouring powder. This is not a fresh stain, it's already dried, so I'm going to worry less about doing a little bit of rubbing instead of just dabbing on it, because I'm not going to have a chance, not much of a chance, of the stain spreading. But as it gets wet, when I put this mixture together with it, I'm going to go ahead and give this a few shakes here and stir it up. It will, of course, dampen it, and it could spread. The type of stain I'm working with, I'm less concerned about that. So I'm going to put in some cornstarch, which is great at removing odor and also pulling up stains. And because I'm using the cornstarch, this squirt bottle, standard, like I said, Dollar Tree issue squirt bottle, is not going to work well. You can see how little the opening is in the nozzle. So with any of the variations on this recipe, if you are going to use some thicker ingredients, like you see how thick the cornstarch is there, I'm not sure it's going to go through my filter very well. I may go ahead and just pour it in. Some will fall out, but I've got this nasty little throw rug sitting right on top of my washer, so I don't have to worry about getting all over any flooring. We don't have carpet here in our house, living on this homestead where there's lots of kids and animals in and out, and lots of mud that gets tracked in. Carpeting just would not have been a wise choice for us. So, but if the cornstarch goes ahead and falls a bit on this rug, it's not going to hurt a thing. Put a little more in. If you're going to use these thicker ingredients, not only will these little nozzles in these standard issue cheapy spray bottles not work, it will clog it up and you could waste your materials. But if you get a spray bottle from a garden center, something more geared to using a chunkier powdery material, then you should have a lot better luck. I'll go ahead and put in some cream of tartar. The cream of tartar and the cornstarch are both base recipe variations, and I could add some water to it. The last time I did something similar, I didn't have bad results, but I found it was just more potent with just the vinegar in there. Watering it down was not useful. I wasn't trying to treat a large stain or a large area, and it wasn't such a ground-in stain. Now I'm going to temporarily put this nozzle back on here, screw it on nice and tight, and shake all of my ingredients up and make sure they're combined. And before I let it loose, I'm going to go ahead and spread the cornstarch with my hand around the stained area. Not going to hurt a thing. Every time I think I have all the dog urine smell out of this, it is so not. It's close. It's getting there. I'm just grateful they didn't have a cat, because that smell, I think I would have just thrown it away. So I'm going to go ahead, and what would be better if I was treating something really important like carpeting in a house or upholstery that you definitely didn't want to lose, I would put this in maybe like an old Parmesan cheese shaker or something like that if I didn't have the right kind of squirt bottle, so it didn't clump up as much as it did. I'm going to use my spoon, very, very lightly pressing down this fur rug because I don't want to grind it in. I can see some of the stain coming up now. Now some of this might just be some dirt from the kids' feet or the animals' feet. I'm not going to get down there and sniff and differentiate between whether or not it's the poo I'm trying to get out or it's mud. I'm going to go ahead and grind it in here. Sorry, not grind it in, but lightly move it around. And you can see my stain remover, get this lined up properly here, is already starting to pull out goo. And whatever type of goo it's pulling out, I'm going to be happy with it. With a spoon, when you deal with something thicker like this, you can kind of use it like a squeegee and stick a bucket or some paper cups or something and just squeegee it right off. Now you're going to need to wash this. Now this I can just throw in a washer. But if it's a bigger rug or something else, you could use a carpet shampooer, use a squirt bottle with just water, take it outside and use your hose. It'll all depend on exactly what you're cleaning. But I can see a whole lot of nice clean blue, and it's going to take more than once. It said it was kind of ground in. It was left on there all weekend, and I'm sure that some of this that I'm scraping off is just general homestead mud. But I'll zoom in here in just a second so that you can see how much of the darkness and other little debris is gone. And I'm going to go ahead and treat the whole rug like this because I'm not sure how runny things were and they spread, and may as well go ahead and clean the whole thing while I have it. And I have to say, the vinegar smell is not dissipated yet, but it has waned some, and which is helping with the dog urine smell. It doesn't just cover it up, it'll help pull it out. And I'm still going to have to do at least one more natural do-it-yourself freshener treatment on it. I'm going to zoom in and show you how much nicer this looks, and of course when it dries that'll tell the tale. I'm going to let it dry after I treat the whole rug before I throw it in the wash by itself, not using hot water. I'm going to put it on air fluff. I don't want to bake in any stains, and then I will be able to tell if I got it all, and if I didn't, because I've not used heat on it, I can go ahead and do it again. Sometimes on a deep stain, a ground-in stain, or if you're dealing with a dark stain on something white or a stain that's soaked in on something thick, you will have to do it more than once, which you may or may not have to do with store-bought chemicals. But even if you have to do it twice, I believe it's worth it because of what you're preventing your family from being exposed to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move you around a bit and zoom in there on everything I pulled up already. And here, boy, I hope I'm not making you dizzy, is very small laundry room, folks. Sorry. All the goo that I have pulled out of there so far. So we are well on our way to making this rug possibly usable again. If you have any tips, if you've dealt with a situation like this before and you added something different to your homemade cleaner, I'd love to know and share it with our New Life on the Homestead community. If you tried this and it failed or had great success or had problems with the mixing or any recipe variations, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If you have any photos or videos of how it worked for you, I'd love for you to share them on our social media where you can post things like that instead of just text in the comment section. Everybody else can see what success you had or failures or somewhere in between, or if you had a problem with the mixture and it didn't turn out quite right, maybe we can troubleshoot that for you.